Mollie Goins. Welcome to book club.
I'm so excited. The first in-person book club.
It's breaking news, very exciting. We are in studio, aka my library, and Mollie's in town, and she's in town for this, so clap and cheer.
Everybody, please.
She drove all the way here for this. Let's make it worth it, people.
It was so worth it if I'm invited back.
We were driving down the street yesterday. I was like, if you ever come back, and she was like, that's what we're going with?
I'm never coming back. I was like, oh.
Yeah, what does that mean?
So, not invited. I was actually planning our holiday together.
Right. Anyway, so we're in studio live today, and if you're listening to this on release day, Coach Me is 2 days away from release, and you're not ready. If you're a Grumpy Sunshine, single dad nanny, romance person, boy, do I have a treat for you. And it's coming out. So anyway, I like to open my episodes asking my authors what is their reader and what is their author villain origin story, aka how did you get into reading? How did you get into writing?
To start with reading. So reading was always, I loved to read growing up. I actually had a teacher in the 8th grade that was like, her biggest drive was reading. And so it was where, like, I'd always enjoyed it. It was fine. But then, like, my love really sparked in her class because that was, like, a really big thing. So we read like crazy. And it was just, the more you read, the more perks you got in her class. Like, it was challenging and fun. I am not a competitive person by any means. Very little competitive bone in my body. But I don't know what it was. Just in her class, it was, like, so inspiring to read. So that's where my love really sparked. And I think kind of like a lot of us, it dies off a little bit. And so for a while I wasn't super into it. Upon occasion would pick up a book and read. And then I had my son, and naturally, as postpartum hits, I was like, ugh. And now, mind you, I had my son whenever it was COVID, like literally March 2020, I had my son, the world shut down literally like that week. And so it was a scary time. I'm holding this newborn. And so I was like, I'm going to order a Kindle. Like, I'm going to order a Kindle and get Kindle Unlimited again. Like, that's what I'm going to do. And so I did, and I feel like most of us, I think because as a kid, fantasy was always the best to read, and so I started with ACOTAR, because that's like the intro, and it really sparked from there, and I loved it, and just, being at home with the baby, so that's where it kind of started. But I feel like the funny thing is now I'm not a super big fantasy reader, which is no hate. I think it was Melanie Harlow. I stumbled upon one of her small town books, and I was like, oh,
now we're cooking.
Oh,
yeah.
And I just went hard on all small town. Was really my biggest kicker. Like, I loved that. So that's how I became a reader. And writing was kind of like the same side of the other coin. I think it was something I had always enjoyed. I was always a journal girl, loved to journal. And you play the fun little games like with your significant other, and it was like, what was your dream job? Like, what could you be if you could be literally anything? And I always would say I would be an author. And so doing that, which my husband is incredible. We love him. He claps for Mr. Mollie Goins. He's the best. So after having my son, after having my daughter, it was definitely, this is always something that I'm very transparent about. But we had I had really tough times and had issues with like suicidal problems. We could trauma dump for a really long time. So we're not going to do that. But with my daughter, I actually almost passed in birth, which is obviously very traumatic experience. And so after that, but at the same time, it was traumatic, but also healing in a way. And so after that, my husband really encouraged me to start writing more often and writing a book and like doing what we said, was our dream jobs. And so here we are.
Here we are today. So when did Feel It All release?
Feel It All released August 1st, like 20, oh my God, what is this year?
25.
25. We're coming up on year 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang.
Which is, the funny thing for me is Feel It All released August 1st. I obviously was still working corporate. And then this past August 1st, the 1 year, I went full-time as full-time author. And then now we're coming up on like a full year of me being a full-time author.
That's crazy.
Isn't it insane?
But so exciting. Do you want to talk about the process of full-time authorship?
We can.
Yeah.
It's definitely it's been a process. As Paige is well aware, it is a process. I arguably probably work more now than I ever did in corporate.
I know your hours, and I'm assuming.
Yeah. It's been really great, though, in which it's so funny because, like, my husband works night shifts, and, like, that has been amazing for us because the hours we did, like, I work are weird, crazy hours. Yeah. And so I'm like, I don't know, it just has always worked really well for us, and, like, being home doing this full time has been, like, remarkable. I will have to say, for anyone listening also, like, I have 2 children. Yeah. And so, like, because I feel like a lot of times when people go into, well, why is she full-time, why am I not full-time? Yeah. I feel like it's important to note other factors at play because it's like childcare was so expensive. So, like, me being home was also a help. Mm-hmm. And that's not to, like, dox what I'm proud of and what I've done with my business. But at the same, I do like to, like, make note that there were other factors than just, oh, I'm doing this full-time now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And something you just said sparked my beautiful little brain of things that we like to talk about all the time. Shall we talk about comparison in the book space? Shall we?
We shall.
I think, preface, I work for Mollie. If you don't know, which I feel like I talk about Mollie all the time, Mollie's the reason I am working full-time in the book space because she's the first person to offer me a job. Love you.
Makes me so happy.
Well, she was like, have you ever considered? And I was like, no. And she's like, would you consider? And I said, perhaps. And then we worked together for like a month. And then I was like, what if I did this and times it by, I'm not kidding, 1 million?
I love how we went into this and we were like, okay, let's just trial it.
Yeah.
We'll trial it.
And I think we started with a 3-month
trial period. And by the end of
we haven't
month
discussed
1,
that. Do we want to renew our 3-month challenge right now on the podcast?
I love that we literally we were like, 3-month contract. We're going to just try this, see how it goes. And then we're both like, you're doing this full time.
We've come a long way. So was in February or March?
Yeah, it was March officially. We had talked about it in February. It was a discussion, and then March was like official. We're going to do this.
Yeah. Because I do want to say, though, to anyone listening at home who does PA work, or just interested in working in author services, mainly I want to say I'm a crazy person. Like, the hours I kept during that time were unsustainable.
Oh, it was bad.
To make this happen so fast. And like, it is hee hee ha ha, but it's also not, like, because I think going back to the comparison conversation of like, oh, you started this in March and we're recording this in July, and how is she doing this full time after?
Yeah.
It's because I'm a crazy person. And a lot of things fell into place, and a lot of the friendships and relationships I made in the book space ended up being a good fit for the services I offer authors, whether that be business strategy. I offer pretty specific services, I would say. I think so. That are a little bit different. So I just, creating a niche for myself and that kind of thing. But speaking of segues, comparison. Yes. We talk a lot in our friendship because, yes, we work together, but you're also like one of my best friends. And we talk a lot about comparison in the space. Mm-hmm. And it's hard.
Very hard.
And you have a very good take on author comparison experience. So go. Chat. You're off.
I think which it's really hard. And I feel like it's, again, important to preface that I too deal with the comparison game. I feel like it's not something that you should just be like, oh, I'm not going to compare myself. Comparison is the thief of joy. Like, you shouldn't, but at the same time, let's really think about it. It's human nature to compare. So I really try hard to, like, if I'm feeling a day where I'm just down, I'm like, feel it, but I give myself a couple of, like, depending on the level, I either get like an hour, a couple hours, a day max, to really feel how I'm feeling. And then, but really looking at the whole picture of everything, there's so many factors. And so a lot of times, once I'm done feeling what I'm feeling, because you should never fight your feelings are valid always, no matter what they are. You just have to rationalize with them. So once I feel them, I rationalize with them. And so I really try to take into consideration the fact that, like, okay, I have this many books. And again, and it's not to compare, to pit one person against another. That's not what it is. But like going in and being like, okay, this is what I have, and rationalizing where I'm at and the structure that I have accomplished and the goals that I've set, and then thinking back, okay, this person who's doing incredible, but let's take out the fact that they are completely different than me, which, not to discredit their work either, but how can I compare
apples to oranges?
Yeah, it's apples to oranges.
Yeah.
And their fruit is beautiful. Yeah. My fruit is also beautiful. And I think it kind of goes into like, well, your grass is really, really green. Great. I'm also like, be too busy watering your own grass to notice what other people's grass is. And that, again, I think it has such a stigma about it to say it and just be like, caught up in that loop of everything, because again, it's not to say those people don't deserve their hard work. And I think the whole part of it, we talk about this a lot, is like, luck can play maybe 5% into what you are putting into the whole grand scheme of things. You have to show up in order for luck to find you.
Hard work puts you in a position for luck to find you.
Yes it does. And so I really look at those things and I'm like, what can I control and what can't I control? And I think that plays into where I'm at, of like being like, I will talk about Victoria Wilder just because she's behind you, and she's a lovely, lovely human. Met her. She's so insanely perfect. She is a delightful person. And I just look at all of her beautiful books behind you and I'm like, I love that. Like, I aspire to be where she is at in her beautiful fruit tree that she's grown.
It's like, it's, if you can reframe as inspiration,
yes,
that's certainly very helpful. And I think, at least for me in this space, I talk with a few of my friends often about, it's like, your success is not my failure. Like, by any stretch of the imagination, like, and that is such a refreshing mindset to be in, of like, just because you're succeeding doesn't mean I'm failing, or vice versa. And just because you're at mile 8 of your journey and I'm at mile 4 doesn't mean that, like, it's just the comparison. What you see on screen is such a small percentage of what's actually going on in someone's life. And so realistically, comparing yourself to someone else's journey that really you don't even know, is not healthy or productive. No. And so hard work puts you in a place where luck can find you, where it's like, control what you can. Yes. In my opinion.
Control what you can. And reframing your mindset about it is something you can control. But I
think something you and I do that has been really helpful is, like, our mindset is really, really key. Like, neither of us really use language where it's like, the algorithm hates me, or like, we try really hard where it's like, okay, that just didn't work. The algorithm doesn't care about me. It doesn't hate me. It doesn't love me. It doesn't care about me. So I need to put out the best product I can and let it go. That's why I talk about a lot on here being post neutral. Yeah. Put a post up. If you're proud of it, put it out in the world. Release a book.
If you're proud of it,
if you're proud of it, put it out. And work hard, market it the best you can. Yeah. But nothing hates you. Nothing loves you. It frankly doesn't care about you. Like, you know,
in the best way possible. The best way.
Like, it makes it so neutral that it's like, okay, well, my hard work's going to get me somewhere then, because there isn't a force to put behind me. And I think my thesis in all of this is like, the positive mindset is such a life changer. Like, you and I will be sending voice notes and it's like, we gotta reframe. like we have to reframe today. We are getting down and negative. This is not helpful.
It's not helpful. And that's the biggest thing with comparison is take your comparison and reframe it. Yeah. Because comparison inherently isn't bad. Yeah. When I look at other authors and think, oh, why not me? It never needs to be why not. Any negative connotation is reframe that.
And I think you and I think so similarly, and since we've been working together, I think that we help each other reframe, and it becomes easier and easier and easier. Like,
oh yeah,
because at first you're forcing the reframe. Like, you are sitting there and saying, I'm not going to think this, I'm going to adjust. But slowly, it's fake it till you make it. Because slowly over time, it's just your natural inclination. Because I have found really in the past few weeks, it's just like, my inclination is not why them, not me. My inclination is not the comparison game. It's like, man, she's crushing. I'm so inspired by her. Oh, yeah. What is she doing right? Not to copy. Do not copy. I'm begging you. If you even have a whiff of someone else's something in your post or whatever, inspired by the lovely, incredible at so-and-so. Like, it is, please, we're begging.
With peace and love.
With peace and love. Because, like, that is extremely frustrating when you work really hard on something. But it's like, okay, well, what are they doing? Like, their hooks are great. How can I grow in my hooks? Yeah. Their setup or editing is great. How can I grow with my editing? Not to be more like them, but I'm inspired by that.
And in a way, I've lately even been trying to reframe the copy as well.
Yeah.
And we talked about this, and it's like, okay, and it is so frustrating when it's a direct copy. Which, again, with peace and love, it's like, okay, I'm doing something that people are looking at me, and I almost wish I could, like, reach through and be like, hey, babes, I love that I am this inspiration for you, but, like, let's reframe it. Don't compare yourself to me and think that this hook is going to, like...
This is not the holy hook.
This is not the holy hook. How this came out of my noggin is because it's been the reframing as of late that's been, I think, our biggest drive.
It has been, yeah.
And a very positive... anytime it feels negative. So, like, even when I'm like, oh, that hook was, like, that's my hook. I've been trying lately to be like, you know what? They looked at me and thought, that's worth copying. And in a way, I was like, that makes me feel better. And in a sense, okay, I also, if you message me and be like, hey, I have a scene that this hook would work really, really well with, can I use it? The answer is going to be yes every single time.
Just a holler in the DMs. It goes a long way.
It goes a long way. As I get it, it's hard.
Yeah.
We work hard out here.
Yeah. But I think you and I have been good for the mental, if you will, with each other. And so that's enough about
we could go we could have our own podcast.
This could be an episode
simply talking about our mind frame, like reframing our mind.
You should see our DMs. It's like inspirational reel after inspirational reel. It's like we're high frequency, high vibes for sure.
Well, if you don't like something, you starve it, and we're starving.
True.
Any of that.
Starve and pivot and keep it working. So should we talk about your books? Probably. Yeah. Okay. Let's start with Astor Creek, and then we'll work our way to the Boston Blues. Astor Creek is a beautiful small town, true family and found family series. First responders following three sisters, and it's stunning. It's now on audio.
It is,
and
which makes me blows my mind.
And the audios are so good.
So good.
Might I recommend, by the way, the Bring It All audiobook just while I have you? Because yeah, like
when Podium reached out to me about this and we started talking, Amy Hall and Thomas Oakley were who I wanted for Bring It All specifically, and they were like, well, they would love to do all three, and I was like, sold. But whenever it was like, who do you envision for each book? I was like, these people for Bring It All, Amy Hall and Thomas Oakley. Like that That's who I envisioned. So having them was like
Yes.
a dream.
So I would love this. We're going back kind of to the wee woo a little bit, but let's start with talking about your relationship with your debut.
Yes.
And then we will move through Astor Creek and Into the Blues.
Yes. My debut.
I love her.
I love her.
I love her.
I love her. I love her so much. And I think one of the best things that, and which I've gotten this a lot lately, and again, there's a point to this, I swear, is so many
Land the
people,
plane.
we will land the plane and loop back to Feel It All. So many people have been obviously starting with Picture Us. It's been,
Great place to start.
great place to start. I almost said arguably my most popular book, but I think Despite It All has been. But anyways, back to based off the time, Despite It All has been out longer.
I love her.
People read that series backwards, and I love that the most. And I've gotten so many people be like, I love reading it backwards. Which one, because you read it backwards, you get so many, there is actually so many Easter eggs when you read it backwards.
Yeah.
Which I love. And so many people see it when you read it backwards, they're so clear. And I love that. So if you're a person who loves like catching Easter eggs, you need to read it backwards for sure. But what I also appreciate is that they can see the growth in my writing, which either way you're going to read it, you're going to see the growth, and which I feel like is a very good feeling. For a while, again, we don't mean to look back to the comparison game, but for the longest I thought, oh my gosh, I need to unpublish this and like redo it again, not change the story because I love the story, but I'm like, I'm such a better writer now, and I say that in a sense where I almost want to stop myself and be like, oh, that's too braggy. I'm not trying to say that, like, and I'm trying to stop that. Again,
Well,
I am allowed to feel good about myself.
I hope you've grown.
Yes, I hope I've grown.
I hope you've grown.
And I feel like I see that in just so vividly, and I don't want to. I'm like, oh, it's still going.
Yeah. We're recording on our phones. Fun little
We're
fact.
doing a new. We like
We're giving
it.
Yeah, it's working.
It's
we
working
think.
great.
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
I love going back and being able to be like, this is where I've started and this is where I am.
Yeah. I personally love Feel It All. Well, not I personally. I think the general consensus is people love Feel It All.
I think people do love Feel It All. And I think the audiobook for it is just absolutely phenomenal. And so if you're an audiobook person, I say do the audio for sure. Again, not to discredit myself, but if you're like, Molly, what's the best showcase of your work? I would say start with Despite It All.
Yeah. I am a huge Jet Ellison fan. If if you have listened to any episode of this podcast, you've likely heard me discuss him.
I love Jet.
I love Jet. He reminds me a lot of my husband. Now you've met my husband,
Yes.
and we can kind of see, the lore drop there. And so my Mollie Goins journey started as an ARC reader of Despite It All. And the reason I applied in the first place was I saw it started in Nashville, and I'm from Nashville. And I don't know if there's any way you have that application, but usually on an ARC application, there's like, is there anything you want me to know? And I was like, I'm from Nashville, so I have to read this book.
So I have to read this.
We need to find it.
I think I have it, and if we're being completely honest, like when I saw you applied, I was like super excited
because freaking for
no,
real.
I was because when you and we talked about this a little bit this weekend, which was super fun. Again, quick sidebar. I'm so sorry.
One thing about us,
we love a sidebar.
we love a sidebar.
We love a sidebar. I love finding creators and watch them grow.
Yes, we like. It's like finding an indie artist before they blow up. That's our favorite thing.
I love that.
We call it talent searching. We'll spend some time just scrolling the interwebs and being like, oh, she's gonna be the next big thing. We'll send people to each other and be like, she's it. Like she's the next book talk sensation, and that's my favorite thing to do.
And again, I think we send so many. There's so many,
and we're like, she's so cute.
We adore her.
Or he's so cute. Like, yes. We're just everything. Like,
we adore them.
I love it. Especially, like, just seeing people who just started out. Oh, my God. Their first post was in June. Look at them go. That's my favorite.
Yeah, and I feel like that goes back to even the books of being
Yep.
like, hey, look at where I started with Feel It All, and
Yeah.
here I am now. And
I
so I
love
feel like I think that is just a lore thing with us. We're like, we like to see
A villain origin story.
we like to see the villain origin story,
the hero arc. Yes, we love
yeah.
it. Yeah, because I found you really early on
Yeah.
in my book talk journey. But so I applied, I read Despite It All, and it is the most like epic, jaw-dropping, grabbable plot, I think, because every time I talk about it online, people are like, pardon me? So they had a one-night stand in Nashville. She was pregnant. No last names, no phone numbers, no nothing, no way of contacting each other. They're not from Nashville. There's literally, I promise you, no way they could have found each other. I'm so serious. She's pregnant. He's been trying to find her because he's obsessed with her. So that's a beautiful part of it. And he shows up at his daughter's birthday party. And that's where everyone's like, pardon me? And it's just such a phenomenal plot line that you wrote so beautifully.
It makes me so happy.
It's so good. And that's the final book in the Astor Creek series. But it's the start of the crossover with the Boston Blues. Did you know that that was going to be the case when you wrote Despite It All? That you were going into the Blues and going to go baseball route?
I was definitely leaning towards the baseball route. They're one of the things also, like, I really want to write a world that is so interconnected, like the Easter eggs. And so being like, obviously, if you've read Picture Us, Jet and Wyla in Despite It All cameo in that.
And it's so fun.
Yeah. And I feel like there were so many routes, because in the Astor Creek series, like, if you read, I have set up several other avenues. Yes. And I feel like that, like,
there's so many people
people that could have books. And so, but I was definitely leaning towards the baseball, and it really solidified in the middle of the book whenever Callie was introduced.
Yes.
And I was like,
this is her.
She's it. She is
and
it.
she is it.
And because I am semi a plotter. Mm-hmm. It's like a plotter planter in the middle.
You're and so a schemer, a mastermind.
I mastermind. I knew she was going to be in it. I didn't realize how much I was going to love her as a side character. So that's it. Things were still in the air. But once I wrote her and her friendship with Wyla, I was like, this is it. This is her.
Yeah. And if you've listened to the Corinne Michaels episode from last month, she's released over 40 books. We couldn't even count on the episode, but she was discussing her universe because so she has so many fun cameos, and she's like, I feel like people get tired of it, but she was talking about the like theory of six degrees of separation.
Yeah.
And she's like, realistically, everyone knows everyone. It's a small world. And it's so fun.
Such a small world. Well, we went to the book convention in Knoxville, which Knoxville isn't necessarily insane for us. I found a family member. My family member came up to my table.
She walked up and she was like,
we're
related. Yeah, it was awesome.
And I was like, oh, yeah we are. Actually, just like we sat down and figured out how we were cousins.
There was a whole family tree going on.
There was.
But I personally love an interconnected universe, all that to say. And it's comforting to like return and like just see people that you loved and fell in love with and got to read their love story and see them thriving, or get to know them early and then see their love story later on. I love it. Which lands us in Boston with the Boston Blues. Why Boston? I don't think we've discussed this.
I don't know if there's a bigger, deeper reason for why Boston. Why not Boston?
And that's the question.
Can
we quickly discuss the Fenway Park of it all?
The Fenway Park of it all. So, because, yes, the thing was, landing on a place was part of the tactic, figuring out what they were going to be called, and then really, you watch baseball. And to say, like, I've watched it and knew parts of it, I was like, okay, well, obviously we deep dive research into it. They play
so much.
So much. They're hardly ever home.
Ever. Yeah.
Ever. And so it's like, I do have to, like, kind of make things meet, or else all we would be reading about is them playing baseball, but they're so hardly home that it's just it's funny to me, and I have to take Boston in a way. I want to write it to where Boston is a focal, but at the same time I have to be careful because of, like, copyrights and all that
Exactly.
fun things.
Yes.
So
because people will be like, where's Fenway? And
Where's Fenway?
Mollie's like, a lawsuit behind you.
A lawsuit behind you.
Yeah.
So essentially, for anyone listening, the Blues Stadium is Fenway Park.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. But I have to be very careful because there are certain things that, like, okay, is Fenway Park really going to come and be like,
But when you're rich and famous, perhaps.
When I'm rich
when
and-
it's turned into a TV show, perhaps.
you know, so all these things is kind of just thinking ahead.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of like when you go into...
And it's illegal.
It is illegal when we really want to get into it. When we really want to get into the nitty-gritty of it all.
And it's my job to knit and grit.
And
And that is my job.
And in a way, I'm like, okay, I play... the Boston Blues are not real.
Right.
No one they play is real.
What?
So... why would Fenway Park, in a sense, in the way it is in my brain, and again, this is, I think, the way people think about books, and that's totally fine. Everyone, again, if you want to dox me for not making it Fenway Park, do you, babes. That's all you.
You have every
Please,
right.
you have every right to do that.
Yeah.
In the way my brain works is there is this alternate universe where all of my characters are real, and this is their world. There is no Fenway Park there. Like, that just does not exist.
Yes.
It is the Boston Blues.
But if you need Fenway Park to
Just
get
picture
through
it.
this journey, so be it.
Just picture it in your brain. You can call it that. You can change that part in your head and say, Blues Stadium. Nope, this is Fenway Park. Be my guest. Legally,
Perhaps
the Red
not.
Sox, if you're listening to this podcast, no, it's not.
No, it is not. And in fact, don't listen further. It's over. Yep. Yes. Okay. Let's just chat Picture Us. Let's talk Will and Callie. The opening of just a really exciting series.
I'm very
so
exciting series.
excited about it. And
I'm
it's
so
just,
excited.
it's so special.
I really love this series, and I say this quite often, is that I feel like the Astor Creek series was such a foundation lay, and in a way I almost feel like the Boston Blues is my debut in a new sense, and which in reality it's just my second series, and it's just the start of it.
It's the mindset of it all.
It's the mindset of it all. And in a way, I almost hope that I go into every series being like, what is this going to bring? Like, what is this going to bring? Like, the excitement of it all. And that's what Will and Callie were for sure. Just writing it felt so good. I loved them. And I honestly wonder if they're going to be my favorite the entire time. Like, truly, at the core, if you were like, pick a favorite, I almost feel like it's going to be Will and Callie.
You know my favorite.
I know your
I fear
it's going to change.
I fear currently there's a change. There's a shift happening. I'm sorry. This is very ominous and I can't tell you what we're talking about. But like in a year from now, I can. Or a little bit later. And we'll loop back to this episode and I'll tell you exactly what's going on.
I feel
The current might be.
the current will change. I think book 4's MMC will move. And books 5 FMC will move.
True.
Very ominous.
Very ominous.
I think
All of it's planned. Like, Mollie knows who all the characters are. I feel like we get that question often
A lot.
from your team. It's like, do we know? Oh, we know.
we know. And I think...
And we have tropes. We as in
do.
you. We as in not me. You. I just work here.
Coached me, which is fun. I actually got this question once, and I thought it was a really great question. And it was like, how do you even think of your series? Like, what do you do? Mm-hmm. How did you decide 5 books and all this? And which, fun fact, Boston Blues was actually going to be 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then, it came, when I was writing Picture Us, it was like, someone is demanding a book. So now it's 5.
Is it the last one that wasn't
Yes.
going to have one?
He wasn't.
be for real.
I know. And in a way, I had the 4 planned out, and I had which obviously had Picture Us plotted, and I had a pretty general plot for the other 3.
Yeah.
And then Picture Us really was like, nope, now it's 5.
Yeah.
And I think the plots for the other books definitely, I mean, they were just notes. They weren't
and like
necessarily
tropes,
tropes,
so, yeah.
scene ideas, characteristic notes, all that other stuff.
Big moments.
Big moments. Yeah. People's chemistry. One of my favorite lore things is that Waverly was not supposed to end up with Owen when I originally plotted out that series.
Which can you say who she was?
She was going to be with Levi.
Well, no.
And yeah, no.
They told you no.
They told me no.
They fell in love with
Owen West said, no, this is negative.
Yeah.
Not happening.
That's fascinating.
Isn't it funny?
That's interesting, but I love that. It's been really, really fun to be a part of this process. Like yesterday, we were sitting by the pool and we were like, what about? Because we were trying to figure out a conflict and we were like, what about? And I'd be like, hear me out.
I'm like, speak freely.
Yeah, it's really, really fun. But Coach Me has been I feel like just the easy, I feel like it came so natural to you. It felt easy watching you.
If you said, hey, Molly, what book was the easiest to write? Coach Me was the easiest to write. Coach Me has been the easiest to write by far. And that's insane.
It was a 5-star read at the alpha stage for me, which wild
concept.
But it was.
Which is kind of giving me struggle on book 3. Because Coach Me's alpha draft
so natural.
Was strong. And I say that.
Peace and love.
Peace and love. So strong.
It was. I feel like Dex and Lucy just naturally came together, and I was trying to describe it to my mom the other day, and I was like, they feel like opposite sides of a magnet that like literally just had no other option but to snap together, because they are opposite, but literally it's like if you have them within any proximity to each other, the inevitability of them snapping it's a matter of time, if not when. No, when, not if.
I was like, yes.
If not when, not if. Truly. Like, they just... And if you want tension in a book... Oh, really?
They have tension.
They have tension, but Dex holds so much tension in this book. It is. So, talk about Coach Me.
One of my
vague question.
Oh, Coach Me. Which, it comes out in 3 days. So, you know what? I feel like... Well... As we're recording this now, it comes out a month. As you're listening to this, it comes out in
3 days.
3 days.
2 days.
2, whatever.
It's Wednesday. It comes out Friday.
Yeah. On the 15th. If you're listening past the 15th, go listen to it. Or not listen. It will come to audio.
Yes.
Read it. But it will be coming to audio. So we're going to talk a little bit. Maybe there are potential spoilers. Not just a warning. I don't know. We'll
see where the wind blows.
We'll see
There's
where the wind blows.
There's nothing in this book that's like earth-shattering spoilers.
No. I'm more thinking for the next book. I
might
slip up. Anyways, let's see where this path takes us.
You might find out. We might do a character reveal.
Maybe.
Accidentally.
Lucy, I think there's one of the strongest things in this book, and what I was able to get from, obviously, alpha, beta, and editor, was like, if you love a Sunshine FMC, like, you are going to love Lucy.
Yeah.
Like, love her.
She's the epitome of it. I told you in the car yesterday, the beauty of this book is it covers 2 separate audiences. Because if you love the final boss, grumpy, like, so grumpy MMC, this is the book for you. But also for the people who love Sunshine, this is the book for you. And I think those are 2 different people. And this book captures both of them. And
which, in a way, because I did have, like, someone, which I feel like I can drop her name, Brittany, she was like, he's being so grumpy. And I'm like, well.
He's a grumpy dude.
He's a grumpy dude. And it was like, because you love Lucy and her sunshine that she brings. And it's almost, to me, it's a different sunshine.
It is. It's the color yellow.
It's the color yellow. And the way she presents herself and handles herself, is
She's not
just
ditzy.
she's not, and I feel like sometimes, a lot of times, the Sunshine almost does not
Peace and love.
peace and love. I almost feel like it comes off, the idea of just the trope alone, Grumpy Sunshine, feels, I don't know, I almost don't love the terminology.
Now that we're here discussing it,
Yeah.
I agree.
Because when I think of Dex and I think of him as a grump, I'm like, I don't, it feels like we're calling him a dick. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, in a way, I feel like when it's Grumpy Sunshine, sometimes that trope feels like it comes with that connotation. Mm-hmm. And I don't feel like that's them.
No.
I wouldn't,
maybe opposites attract.
I almost, more so. It's a matter of, like, Dex is just someone who, one of my favorite moments is when Lucy is like, let me be your teammate. Mm-hmm. And Dex is like, I didn't even think of it that way. Mm-hmm. And watching them become a team is just my favorite thing.
There's this conversation between Dex and Lucy because Dex is divorced. Yeah. And she's like, the reason you didn't work out with your ex-wife is because you're the same person.
You're the same person.
Which is like, it's a really fun moment for the opposites attract of it all.
Yeah.
Because they were the same person.
And that peace and love to his ex.
Yeah.
In a general scene, because it was like, that really
it wasn't intended to be mean at all.
It wasn't intended to be mean at all. Mm-hmm. And it was having Lucy's realization of that, and she's like, it was really healing. Because their divorce was never, I will say, if you're listening, that it's not other woman drama.
No, not at all.
There is no other woman drama between his ex and Lucy.
Dex's makes sure of that.
Yes.
Which is refreshing.
Very refreshing. It was just in a way, I don't know. It's the way Lucy carries herself in being this sunshine person while still being this, I don't even know.
She's mature and responsible, which sometimes that is kind of an implication of a Sunshine FMC.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I feel like her character art is a very interesting one as well.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. She has a very...
Who's your character artist?
No. Her character arc.
Art? I was like, well, that's what I was saying. I was like, she's beautiful.
She's beautiful. No. Her
My
character...
bad? My bad. My bad.
That was probably my country accent. I'm so
okay.
Sorry. Arc. Like the way that
it is also beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
The way she falls into herself.
Can you talk about her character arc? Like what her journey is in this book?
Yes.
Lucy's list, all of that.
Lucy's list. She does have a list, and I feel like it's not in a trope, and I think that's just because it's more, she has like a list, but they're more guidelines. Mm-hmm. And one thing I appreciate about her is like, she tells Will, if you read Picturesque, she tells him like, we love these grand gestures, like you got to act like the main character. And in the start of her book, she realizes, she's like, I am just watching my siblings live their main character life. Mm-hmm. And one thing I appreciate about her is that she's like, I want to do that.
She wants something for herself, and she's going to make an adjustment in her life to get that for herself.
She is, in a way, the biggest people pleaser, but a people pleaser that wants to be a people pleaser.
Right.
Yes. I think there's a line that me and you discussed where she says,
we've seen this film.
We've seen this
film sitting before you here today.
We've seen this one before. She says something, Dex makes an offhanded grumpy comment, and she makes a comment like, was it me? Was it something that I could do to fix this? And in a way, instead of...
And then Paige cried.
But instead of what I loved about her is like, she recentered herself and was like,
no,
okay, I can do this.
The mindset shift.
She does. She has that.
Yeah.
She really did. And she did that so many times.
She did. She reframed for herself so many times. And you see her growth.
You do.
In the reframing.
And one of the things that was like, I feel like is an interesting take, it wasn't like, oh, Dex, I found myself in Dex. And I don't think that was ever a case. No. It was, in which her homegirl Jensen.
Her homegirl Jensen
Pointed that out because for a moment, it is kind of like, we have to have a storyline. And Jensen is like, it's not that you can't be alone.
Mm-mm.
You can find yourself and be with Dex.
Mm-hmm.
Dex, it was the reality of when Lucy realized, I can still find myself and be happy with Dex, was, I think, a good turning point for them.
Yeah, and oftentimes when people are on a journey to find themselves, I feel they feel the need to do it alone.
Yes.
And that's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
You don't have to be alone to find yourself.
Yeah.
I think finding yourself more so than anything is learning to not need people, but to want them.
Yes. We talk about this a lot. We do this with our husbands.
Yeah, we're like, love them.
We don't necessarily need them with peace and love.
Yeah. Like, worst case scenario, if something were to happen, I'd be okay. And that's something I could have never said in the past.
Yes.
But I didn't go on that journey not with him. I didn't need to not be with him to figure that out.
Yeah.
You know?
And I feel like Lucy has that very much.
Yeah.
It's like, I was going to figure out who I was without Dex, but he gave her such a safe space to do that, and loved and supported it through it.
Yes.
And
Agreed.
just been like, yeah. Okay, you want to figure yourself out?
Yeah.
Great. I'll be right here cheering you on. Like, that was Dex the moment he realized.
Yeah. Can we talk about their age gap and really the fact that it's not that big of a deal? Because some people are like, I don't love age gap. And I will say, if you love age gap, this is great. But if you don't love age gap, it's going to be fine because it's not a point of contention.
It's not a point of contention.
Yeah, ever. There's jokes about it, but it's never a point of contention.
And I really think that is rooted in, a lot of times, the people around them. Because one thing I love about the Boston Blues so much, and why I think I love it, is that their found family is just like so strong.
It is.
And even because writing it, I was like, it does need to be brought up in a sense, because
it's an age gap.
It is an age gap. It's there. And I respect anyone who doesn't want to read an age gap. Like, if you don't want to read it, that's not for you. Okay. Proceed. That's fine. But they definitely have that found family that they're like, okay. I think right away, homeboy Beck sits down with Dex and he's like, so she's 12 years younger than you. Okay.
Yeah, right. And
Dex is like, well, I know, because even I think it's not a real big point of connotation for them, especially once they realize how well they work together.
Yeah, it's a piece of the story, but if your hesitation with age gap is it being an issue, this is not it.
Yeah, they don't even.
It's like a hee hee ha ha.
It's a hee hee ha ha. At one point, I think Dex makes a crack about being old, and she's like,
Yep.
Yep.
So Dex is the pitching coach for the Boston Blues after retiring as a pitcher, which means he has a close-ish relationship with Will. So let's talk about Will's role in Coach Me's story.
I love Will.
Me too.
Again,
I love the brothers in this series. They just
the brothers
are so respectful and kind and want the best for their family. Crazy
concept. I love Will, and I think if you love Will in Picturesque, you're going to love Will.
You're going to love him more, yeah.
You're going to love him. He's just...
And Callie.
He's such a... Oh, God. If anyone... This is not a spoiler by any means. Callie and Beck are the masterminds between this entire series.
Oh.
And that should shock no one.
No one. So... Finish with Will and then go into Miles and Callie's relationship and Miles' role in Coach Me. So
God, I love. Okay,
that's the journey I'm taking you on. That's your GPS. Find yourself.
Find my location.
Yeah, find your way there.
Will is just, he is the brother that was forced to be a dad.
Yep.
And he is just, he's a man. I don't know. I don't even know.
He's a good man.
He's a good father. Man.
He was a good father.
He was a good father. And one thing I appreciate about his is, like, him and Callie have no desire to have children. Which everyone will have different in the series. But, like, the way that you see that, like, he was that big brother, but he was a father to Lucy in this is just...
Yep.
It was so good. And he wants... I can say this. He wants nothing more than Dex and Lucy to be happy.
Yes.
Oh, like from the beginning. Mm-hmm. Like well, primarily he wants his sister to be happy.
Yeah.
Always. Like,
and he likes Dex.
He likes Dex. And then once he realized, he was like, great.
Proceed.
I don't.
Actually, no. Not even proceed. He's like,
push.
It's none of my business.
Yeah.
Which I love even more.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't have a say in this.
He does. Which in a way, he had a push moment for a minute.
Yeah.
Not back.
No.
Literally in.
Yeah.
Which was also orchestrated by Adam. I get their found family is a little. Are they a little too much in each other's business? Probably.
Well, I've said multiple times, if you like the TV show Friends, I just feel like their friend group gives Friends.
I love that with my whole heart. Like, it makes me so happy.
I just think it's true.
It makes me so happy.
But let's talk about Will and Miles, Callie and Miles, and then Miles being one of the main characters in Coach Me.
I love writing children. I love writing children. It's so, I love writing children. I think that's just because I am a mom. Mm-hmm. And especially writing Miles because he was 5. I have a 5-year-old. Mm-hmm. So that was like a really fun thing to like channel my son a little bit. Not in a weird way, but like some of the things that, I don't know, I just love writing children in books. And again, if you don't like reading children in books, A-okay.
Yeah.
A-okay, pal. I get it. Which I do think I again, if I want to toot my own horn, I think I do a very good job of writing children that, you know, Miles isn't perfect. If you've read Despite It All, Stevie is not a perfect child. Mm-mm. So I feel like there's a realness to them that I think helps.
Yeah.
What I love about Miles so much is that he is so in love with Callie.
He's so in love with Callie.
He's so in love with Callie. Still, that doesn't go away. If you've read Picturesque, he's still so in love with Callie.
He loves Lucy, but not like that.
He immediately gravitates towards Lucy as like a mom, I think. And which he was just, his first love will always be Callie.
Yeah.
And so that, and watching Will and Callie's life mission throughout this is going to be being the fun aunt and uncle that literally spoil the crap out of all the kids.
I love it.
I don't like,
that's on brand.
It's them. They will be, they will spoil every single child. Yeah.
And it's perfect.
Even Stevie, like Callie will most likely send Stevie like huge presents for Christmas that Jet and Wyla would be like,
you're kidding. Yeah.
We hate this.
Someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it.
I just love them.
That is their life mission.
Yeah. I love them. Can you talk at all about what's next in the Boston Blues?
Which if you, well, they haven't read it necessarily unless they were an ARC reader, if you're listening to this before the 15th. But it's very clear what's next. It's very clear, and I feel maybe we do have to have a treat. Maybe there is a treat.
A treat?
A treat. That
for the people?
For the people. It is going to be Beck and Jensen. It is going to be Beck and Jensen. That's so very clear.
It's so very clear.
Through Coach Me.
If I may, we can cut this. Jensen is everything to me. And it's off-brand for me, so you think.
Yes.
But you don't know Jensen like I know Jensen. Yet. She's going to be a really unique
She's
character.
going to be a very unique character.
I don't think I've ever read any FMC like her.
Yeah, we can keep this. I'm fine with it. She is a very, very complex FMC.
I'm obsessed with her.
Think you're going to read her and think you know her. I think you'll read book 1 and book 2 and think you know Beck and Jensen.
You don't know Beck and Jensen.
You don't know Beck and Jensen.
In the best way.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people love Beck and Jensen from Picturesque and Coach Me.
Yeah.
And they don't deviate from who you think they are, but the way they land on who they are and why they are the way that they are is so well hashed.
I do like them a lot. I'm very excited.
I love them.
I love them.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
They're very complex characters. Mm-hmm. And in a way, I was like,
too complex. Like, yes. The number 2 complex characters in one book is like, but it's perfect.
They are two very complex characters.
Not TOO, TWO.
Yes, TWO.
Yeah. Nothing's too complex.
No.
Yeah. I'm so excited for you all. You need to start gearing up. Gear up for this because it's going to be good.
I'm very excited.
Me too. You have a captive audience of Mollie Goins fans. And would you like to leave a message with them today as we close out this podcast?
I love my fans. Which as we're recording this now, we're doing a teaser challenge with the ARCS group and
blowing us away.
Blowing me away.
The talent,
the love, the absolute excitement that has brought. And I feel like to even just go, when I really think about it and reflect, that is probably one of the biggest reflections of oh, this feels so good. And that's one of the biggest things that I use to not compete, that's the wrong word, to rationalize when I'm the comparison game, is because looking at what I have in this readership, again, not to compare to your readership, my readership, it brings me so much joy.
Yeah.
It brings me so much joy to see what all they do for me. And it just makes me so happy.
It's been really fun being a part of your content team experience and watching people fall in love with your stories and read them backwards and meet the characters and all of the things. I feel like it's been happening more and more, and it's just been really exciting to watch.
It's a wild thing to say. Love it, but it brings me so much joy, like you said. And reading it back when they're I read it backwards.
Yep.
And I see the Easter eggs.
Yes.
It just makes me so happy.
Very validating.
It brings me much joy.
I love. Amazing. Well, I think that wraps us up for book club today, because knowing us, we could continue on and on.
Could continue on and on and on.
We probably shouldn't. We actually need to go work. Work must be done. Unfortunately.
I must have.
You must write Beck and Jensen.
I must write Beck and Jensen. Yeah. The way I love them, again, they're very complex.
They're very complex.
So every time I'm finished with a session, I'm like,
good God. Yeah.
Why are you this way?
Why are you the way that you are?
Me, I am the problem.
You wrote them.
They are who they are.
Yeah, they're fictional. So.
And I feel like I want to close this out. I think one of my favorite things about myself is that I write a character the way I write a character.
Yeah. I agree. I love that about you.
Thank you.
I think it's beautiful. Well, that's it.
That's all.
Good? Okay. Thank you, as always, for coming to book club. And we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you for having me in person.
Thank you for coming. She's never coming back.
Apparently. I'm actually showing up for Christmas.
Christmas could be an exciting time.
Christmas birthday combo.
And. Allegedly.
I'm just going to show up at your doorstep.
Yeah. I mean, exciting things could be happening around Christmas. Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Bye.